Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone here. Hi again to those of you who have been with us since morning when we had our writing strategies. And before this, we just had our email writing, and now we are going to be looking at part two, which is guided writing. But before that, I would like to say thank you and give many thanks to SMK Hulu Klang in collaboration with Unit Bahasa Sektor Pembelajaran PPD Gombak for supporting Dr. Ila with her undying work in wanting to get us there. Us meaning you candidates who are going to sit for your SPM English language exam soon. Now, without further ado, I'm going to hand over the session to Dr. Ila, who is going to look at the details into guided writing. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Alimato. Well, welcome everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. How are all you? Okay, Nasha, it's fine. We understand everyone is like having classes. We really understand. You don't have to worry because this is recorded, so you can always come back and see what you have missed. And those who have missed, you still can write comments in the comment box because you can't write it in the chat box anymore. But just reminder, I'm very particular about students' safety, students' privacy, just as teachers. So your comment will not be published until I allow it to be published. So you can write your questions. I will answer once I've answered your questions in the comments that you have given. I will publish it so you can see the answers. All right. Like I'm going to remind, taking care of all of you who are underage, your privacy is very important for me. Okay. All right. So don't worry about it, Nasha. Hi, Jerick. How are you? Okay.
Hi, Jerry.
Welcome back. I think I didn't see you in part one. Oh yeah, you were here in part one.
He was.
Yeah. He was asking fabulous questions. Correct.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Me
Yeah.
in the pink.
Yes. All right. So, just for reminder for those who have just joined, like Nasha, okay, we had writing strategies in the morning, and then we had part one. Now we are into part two, and then later within an hour plus, we will go to part three, the last part. And I hope we can finish by 7 for the part three, right? Okay, so let's go to part two, right? Guided writing essay, 20 marks. Okay, so this is a sample question that I've come up with. You must answer 125 to 150 words. Okay, and your class has been discussing the issue of deforestation. Your teacher has asked you to write an essay on the problems deforestation create and its solution. I want everyone to realize the stem of the question has not been changed. Okay, it's only the issue and what do you have to write. Okay, and then your essay, you should write about these three things and you have to use all the notes and give reasons. This is the part where giving reasons is compulsory and necessary. Okay. All right, now let's go back to the strategy one for the proficient and prepared students. I would love people like Jerick who has been here and whoever is here, like if Anivita is around, Siti is around. Can you please tell me what are the steps? Because I think I've repeated twice in my life. So can you just share with me what are the steps that I said? That are about 7 steps, I think, that you should take in order for you to ensure you answer your essay questions well. All right. You don't have to write in the number form. You can just write as like an essay, first do this, short forms, whatever that works best for you. All right. So Alimato, I'm sure you have taken your lunch and you had fabulous rest at home. Okay. So what's
I
your
was
plan?
in home actually.
Okay. You went out.
Yeah, because I had a lunch invite by an ex-PIBG committee member. So she
Ah,
decided to have a kind of small gathering for the ex-PIBG committee members. So it was nice. So I didn't have to cook. I had nice biryani.
Yes, okay, fabulous
Yes.
for you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm waiting
Yes.
for the answer. I think they're writing very long, taking their time to write. What are the steps for you to, all right, make
Mhm.
sure that you can answer? For those who are proficient and prepared, what do you do? I'm waiting. They're still thinking. I think after lunch, everyone is sleepy. Is it sleepy? That's why. Oh, Nasha. Yeah, Nasha, I know you don't know. I'm not asking you. All right, Nivita is here. Nivita said, read the
Yes. Thank
instruction.
you,
The
Nikita.
stimulus, underline the keywords. Wonderful. Nivita has given the first 3 steps.
Yes.
Awesome. Good job, Nivita. Give yourself, a applaud for yourself. Tap your shoulder at the back by yourself. All right. And then Jarek said TAPIRLA. Jarek only knows TAPIRLA, Jarek. Jarek, you have to read the instruction. Jarek, because we don't know if the instruction changed, read the stimulus, underline the keywords, and then you go into TAPIRLA. Wonderful. Okay, Cikgu Hazim. Read the instruction, read the stimulus, underline important keywords, answer TAPIRLA, write your essay. Okay, Hazmi, Cikgu
Awesome.
Hazmi, next year you can take over doing this live because you are doing very well. Okay, awesome. A teacher who managed to remember all the steps. Okay, and Nivita say thank you, you're welcome. All right, is that all that everybody wants to share? Okay, let's just confirm. Just reinforcement. This is like now reinforcement for those who have followed us from morning. And for
Mm-hmm.
those, Asha, who just comes in, never mind. This is how you are getting new information. So you read the instruction, you read the stimulus. So for Nasha, stimulus is the question I showed just now about the topic, what you need to do. You underline important keywords in the stimulus. You answer the 7 question TAPIRLA, write your essay, and then don't forget, check whether you have answered all the TAPIRLA questions and then edit if you have time. Well, it's starting to rain in the part that I'm staying. Is it raining in your place, Alimato?
Oh, it just stopped, but it was raining just before we started, really
Oh,
heavily, but it's already
all
stopped.
right.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you. It stopped. Mine has just started. I hope everyone else is having a good weather there. If it's raining, I'm sure Navita is raining near your place if you're staying near Ululangat. All right, so let's continue. Right, let's look at the question now. The instruction, step 1 and step 2 together. Read the instruction and stimulus. So it's part 2. You must answer. You have no choice. All right. Okay. I'm just always asking everyone to read instruction because we never know. Maybe one day, the question said you have a choice of question A or B, and that is good for you. If no, it'll be just like this. You must write your answer in 125 to 150 words in an appropriate style. Okay. All right, your class has been discussing the issue of deforestation, and your teacher has asked you to write an essay on the problems deforestation create and its solution. While I'm reading, maybe I would love those who are listening to tell me what are the keywords that you would underline for step 3 as you are listening. So when I ask you to give me the answers are prepared. Okay. Now in your essay, you should write about what deforestation is, what problems deforestation create, and why it is important to preserve forests. Okay, and then write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your points of view. I want to bring your attention to a few things. Number 1 here is asking for definition. Just in case you do not know what deforestation is, the root word for deforestation is forest, right? You see, forest, I know what's forest. And once they talk about problems, deforestation is something that is not good. So what do people usually do with forests? They cut down all the trees. So these are called intelligent guesses. So this is what you can do when you see words you don't know. Look at the surrounding information given so that it helps you know what is it that you have to do, right? Second thing, I want you to all remember the word as problems, meaning you have to give at least 2. If you write only 1, you might not get all full content marks because the question said what problems. To be on the safe side, give at least 2.
2.
All right. Okay, what create, and then why is it important to preserve? Here didn't say and doesn't and have indication of numbers. So if you give 1, it's fine. If you give 2, it's also fine. Remember, you have a word limit of 125 to 150 words. Don't overwrite. Okay. All right. Now write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your points of view. This is also important. You have to use all the notes here given here and giving reasons for your point of view, right? Problems and why. Reasons, you have to give your point of view. Okay, all right. So you have read the instruction. So the next thing is to underline the keywords. So let me see. Some people have said is an acronym used to write. Yes. Okay. Oh, Priya, hold on, Priya. Priya, I will be sharing with you what TAPIRLA in a moment because it looks like you have just joined us. You can go back to the previous YouTube live that I did today. If not, you just have to hold on. I will be showing you. All right. Yes, Nasha, is an acronym to write. Okay. I hope. Yes. You don't have to hope. It is true. Okay. Thank you, Nivita. Nivita has given. Nivita has been our star student, meaning like, she has attended all our lives since yesterday and she has been participating very well. So I'm very thankful for students like Nivita, and Hasiti was also here yesterday. She's on and off. Jerry is here. Hold on, Jerry. Jerry is always jumping the gun. He's going, relax, Jerry. We're going step by step. Okay, so Nivita said your class discussing issue of deforestation. Teacher asked, write an essay, problems, deforestation create solution, what deforestation is, problem, deforestation create, why important, preserve forest. Wow, so many things you have underlined. Okay, fine, you have underlined that. But my advice to you, Nivita, is your class discuss issue is not important. The important part is issue of deforestation and essay on the problems of deforestation and solution. That one is important. The class has been discussing is not really that important for you to highlight. All right. Jerry, I will answer your question in a while when we are going through TAPIRLA. Alright. Saya suka soalan ni buku. Preserve tu apa, teacher? Right. Okay, let me help you buku. Okay, buku. Buku like this buku. Deforestation, you cut down the trees, right? Okay, so when you cut down the trees, it got problem. Bad problems, not good problems, right? So, buku, let me tell, what do you think preserve mean? Important to preserve. Something important to do what? Something that we should stop doing or we should keep on doing? Buku. What you think, buku? Buku? You answer me ya, buku. Preserve tu apa? Preserve. Deforestation, kalau tahu apa itu deforestation, potong pokok kan? Kalau you rasa important, you tahu apa itu important. Okay? Important, you know what is important. Bila important, penting. Alright? So, forest. Nak buat apa dengan forest tu yang penting? Buku boleh tulis je dalam bahasa Melayu, tak apa. You can write in Malay buku. I like the name buku.
Yeah.
Orang yang suka baca buku. Okay. Tengok Jack. Hi, Yuan Jack tu. Jack has helped you buku. Protect. Preserve tu jaga. Macam mana nak menjaga supaya pokok-pokok tidak apa yang penting. Important tu penting, buku. Important itu penting. Preserve tu ialah ini, protect. Macam mana kita nak menjaga supaya pokok itu tidak dipotong. That's called preserve. How do we ensure that the forest have not disappear? It is still there so that what the environment need from the forest can be sustained, can be continued doing. Alright? Buku faham tak sekarang buku? Kalau faham, kata faham ya. Alright. Thank you. Good. Alright. Okay, let's continue. Right? So Nivita, this is what you should underline. Thank you, Nivita, for answering what's supposed to be underlined. So you have issue of deforestation because now you know this is the topic we need to talk about. And essay problems of deforestation and the 3 bullet points, which is definitely important. Don't forget to use all the notes and give reasons. Now, in part 1, I made TAPIRLA into a form of questions, right? You had to answer what text do I need to write and so on. Now I'm going to show you during the exams, okay, what you need to do. So just now, is it Priya who asked what is TAPIRLA? Okay, Priya, TAPIRLA T means text type. Meaning what type of text must I write? So can anyone tell me what type of text must I write? T stands for text type. Anyone can tell me? What text type must I write? Text type for this? What text type must I write? Should I write an email? Okay, some guy has answered essay. All right. So what you do, what text type? Is it an essay? Is it an email? Is it a review? Is it a report? That's what it means. So what I usually do is this is what I do. Answer the 7 questions. This is what I do. Just do that. This is the text type I must do, essay. Okay, A stands for audience, meaning who is going to read my essay. All right, please don't say your examiner because examiner reads all essay, even your class teacher, your school teacher, your English teacher reads all the essay. But who are you addressing the essay to? Anyone? Thank you, Nivita. Thank you, Jerry. Good, that is T. A, who is the audience that we are writing to? Anyone can tell me who is the audience we are writing to? Okay, some guys say our teacher. Yes, our teacher is our, who is this? What is this? To the class. Are you writing to the class, Nasha? Who has asked you to write the essay, Nasha? Yes. Is it, Jerry, the audience is for the students because your teacher has asked you to write an essay. Did she say that she's going to publish the essay somewhere and put it around the class? You see, you have to be careful. If they say the teacher has asked you an essay, so the best essay will be put in the class. Yes, then you are writing maybe to your friends. So but your teacher has asked you to write an essay. So yeah, so that would be our teacher, right? Okay, what is this? But won't it be shown to the class after the teacher has seen it? All right. The audience, I want to inform everyone, when you are writing an essay, in the terms of the word essay always is very academic. In an academic situation, it's academic lah. You don't write essay for friends actually. Nobody, your friends say, write me an essay unless your friends ask you, pay you money, ask you to write essay for whatever reason, okay? But when someone asks write an essay, is always an authority, meaning a teacher, a mentor who is older than you, who is teaching you, would ask you to write an essay. Whether it's shown to the class or not, it depends on the teacher or mentor, maybe to show this is an example of a good essay, right? That's what your teacher will do, right? So be careful. Your audience would be your teacher because before, Nasha, before the teacher show it to the class, wouldn't the teacher read it first? So you're writing more for your teacher first than your friend. Okay, so what you do is this is what you do. Your teacher, lajunya dua-dua. Your teacher is the audience here who is going to read your essay. Now the purpose for Priya, purpose means what? Why are you writing? What are the reason you are writing this essay? The word discuss is already here. So you are going to discuss the issue of deforestation. That is the purpose. All right, clear? If not clear, please say you're not clear. Right, that is the purpose. T is text type, A is audience, P is purpose. P, purpose means what is the reason I'm writing this essay, is to discuss the issue of deforestation. Now, I stands for information. All right. I stands for information. Okay. What information which one is information that you would highlight information? Which one? What is the information you have to have in your essay? So that when your teacher reads it, your teacher say, oh, all the information I want is in this essay. Which one? I won't ask Puan Halimato because she definitely knows what information needs to put in, right? Okay. Yeah. So we'll just give a few more seconds for people to just share what they have to say. Yeah, I know they are typing, right? That's the problem when you have delayed a few seconds. So you have that. All right. I just want to add, right, Puan Halimato, essay actually many students can write, but it's because of the topic that students have issues with.
That's right.
Yeah. The students, when they see the topic, that's when they feel that, oh, gone my essay, right? Okay. Ini contoh yang pandai. All the 3 bullet points. Yes.
Alah, cikgu.
Memang cikgu pandai, tak payah type panjang-panjang. All the 3 bullet points. Okay. All right. Jarek says what deforestation is.
Good job.
What problems deforestation creates. Good. Okay. All right. And I think Nivita is always not confident. Is it the information? Yeah, if during the exam, can you ask anybody, Nivita? You have to be sure you follow all the 2 sessions. This is your third. You need to be sure. So this is the information, the 3 bullet points, what deforestation is, what problems deforestation create, and why it is important to preserve forests. Then you got TAPIR, the register. So for Priya, I'm mentioning Priya because Priya is the only one who has so far said that she doesn't know what's TAPIRLA. So I'm mentioning her name. And it's also for those who didn't say anything, but you don't know what TAPIRLA is. R stands for register. Register here means the type of language I must use, whether formal, informal, or semi-formal. So Jarek, this is where your answer, the answer to your question will be explained. When you write an essay to a teacher, because you know why, you already have discussed this issue in the class. Everyone has discussed what deforestation is, what happens, and everything about deforestation. You have exchanged view. Your teacher has given her opinion or even materials for you to read. Now you have to write an essay. So when you write an essay to your teacher, actually, you're showing your teacher how much you have already understood the material. All right. So when you are writing to your teacher, what register should you use? What register for your teacher? It doesn't matter whether your teacher is your best friend in your school. All right. Okay. So some guys say register is formal. Okay. Jarek also say formal. Navita also say formal. Yes. Right. Actually, by right, when you're writing to your teacher, it should be formal because your teacher you're writing an essay for an academic purpose. Okay. So here, this is what you do. Because your audience is your teacher, your register becomes formal. So I hope this shows you the TAPIRLA. Instead of, the question, you say, when I'm going to write. No need to write. This is what you do. Okay, we left 2 more, L and A. This is what Puan Halimato said. Actually, even my students, I gave the same advice. Before you can open your exam question paper, right, you have the front page of your writing 1119/2. You have to wait for the invigilator or pengawas to say, boleh mula sekarang. So while you are waiting on your front page, you should list all the linkers that you remember, because once you start writing, that's when you will have no time to think. So list down all the linkers, right? Whether a simple connector or cohesive devices, just list there. Every time you write an essay, part 1 done, just check what you have used, because it gives you information what you have not used. All right. So that would be one way. So what I do is usually at the question, also you can put, these are what I want to use. I want to make sure I do not use simple connectors. I just want to use cohesive devices. So I listed out furthermore, moreover, therefore, however, in addition, or additionally also can, nevertheless, despite of, in spite of, so many things. And I wrote in bracket 3 paragraphs, meaning minimum. It should be 3 paragraphs. This is when Puan Halimato talking about eyes, introduction, content, and ending. All right. So you have 1 paragraph for introduction, 1 paragraph for all the content, and then you have an ending or conclusion, 1 paragraph. So you have a minimum of 3. What if you write 4 paragraphs? Doesn't matter. But for part 2, you need paragraphing. Part 1, even if you only write 1 paragraph, is fine. But part 3, there are marks when it comes to organization of ideas in paragraphs. There are marks for it. So you must make sure it is in a form of paragraphs, because it's 125 to 150 words. Okay, and then the last one is accuracy. Write somewhere, even at the front page of your exam. Write your last L and A, law. Tapir, you can wait for you when you open the exam paper, but law, you do your linkers in front of paper, and your A, you always write there, check spelling, check punctuation, sentence variety, vocabulary variety, and tick. Every time you do essay, did I check my spelling, check my punctuation, use different sentence structure, use different kind of words. These are things you can do in front of your page before you start your exam. All right? Okay. So I have shown you how you can do this in your exam paper. My students, I always tell them, for their trial exam, when you pass up to me, I do not want to see your paper don't have these markings, because I've taught my students this. I would want to see like all these kind of things there, because I can see how they think, whether they got it correct. Okay? Right. Let's continue. Any question, just ask. So after that, you will write your essay. When you write your essay, okay, this is an example, deforestation. This would be my introduction. My introduction, I decided to use the first question, what deforestation is. So deforestation is the cutting down of forests on large scale to make space for agriculture, industry, or urban development. If Puan Halimato get this essay, she's very happy. She see the word agriculture, industry, urban development, she said, wow, my student. All right, while this, instead of using simple other kinds of cohesive device, while this again refers to reference pronoun, which I talked about in my reading live yesterday. While this may benefit people in the short term, it leads to a serious long-term issues that harm both the environment and society. Look at how sentence has been done. It harms, all right, both, instead of saying that harm the environment and society. These are words, even though it's just one word, but it makes it sound more interesting and written in a way that attracts the attention of the teacher. Then you go into what is the problem. Problem deforestation creates. One major problem caused by deforestation is the loss of biodiversity. Look at the word of use, biodiversity, instead of saying the loss of habitat, loss of a lot of things, because habitat has become something normal now for people to use. All right. When forests are destroyed, plants and animals lose their natural habitats, putting many species at risk of extinction. Additionally, forests play a crucial role in absorbing carbon dioxide. Without them, more CO2, which is carbon dioxide, remains in the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. Deforestation also affects water cycles, leading to soil erosion, floods, and droughts. For those who don't know what is droughts is when there is no water, right, no rain, and all the land has cracked up. Right, in Malay, for those of you who are here and don't understand English very much, is kemarau. Okay, now then I conclude with talking about the importance of protecting the forest. So preserving forest is essential instead of saying the word important to maintain a balanced ecosystem. Can you see the term used, biodiversity, ecosystem? All right. Forests provide oxygen, stabilize the climate, and are home to many species. Solutions such as reforestation, which is opposite of deforestation, responsible logging, and promoting sustainable agriculture can help reduce deforestation and protect our planet for future generations. So this is an example of a 3-paragraph that you can do using the 3 bullet points to help you do your essay. Alright, now for those students say, alamak, saya tak boleh tulis macam tu, relax. I've not come to your part yet. This is for students who are proficient and prepared to write like that. Okay, we will come to those who need help in a while, don't worry. Alright, so once you have that, you have to check. Okay, you have to check whether you've answered the question. So did I write in the form of an essay? Yes, I did write in the form of an essay. It's 3 paragraphs. All right. Is it suitable for my teacher to read such essay? Yes. I did not use contractions. I didn't ask question to my teacher, even though it's rhetorical. I didn't do anything. I just answered the question in 3 paragraphs. Okay. Did I discuss? Yes, I discussed everything about deforestation that I need to discuss. I have all what deforestation is in paragraph 1, problems is in paragraph 2, and importance to preserve is in paragraph 3. I have all these 3 points, and then I written in formal language. I did not use contractions at all, and I have my link. I have 3 paragraphs, and I have my linkers, which I will show you later what linkers were used. I check my spelling, I check my punctuation, I use variety of sentence structure and words. So you need to check you have done all these. If you check or you find that, oh, I didn't do one thing, you have to go back to your essay and correct it where you have not done. All right. Now, once you have done the assessment, right? Assessment, the 4 criteria, remember content, communicative achievement, organization, and language. So the blue one is content. Deforestation is the definition. Okay, right here I gave few problems or 2. One is the loss of biodiversity. The other one is absorbing carbon dioxide. And lastly, I talked there are 2 only, right? Because this one is the reason. So I gave 2, which is the loss of biodiversity and also in absorbing carbon dioxide. So I have 2 problems that I've given. And then I talk about the importance of preserving forests, where I said about maintaining a balanced ecosystem because it provides oxygen, stabilize climate, and so on. So therefore, the content is 5. Now, communicative achievement also get 5 because why? Is it in the correct genre? Yes. Is the register correct? Yes. What else? Tone, is the tone appropriate for a teacher to read? Yes. Okay. Appropriateness of language? Yes. So I get 5. Organization is the one in purple. This is a reference pronoun and it refers to this whatever has been said before. While this may benefit people in the short term, meaning you want to make space for agriculture, industry, and urban development, you may benefit people for a short term. This refers to that. Okay, leads to one major problem, cost, right? And then you have when, additionally, without them, also is simple, such as, for instance, for example, there's a few ways you can use, and then these are the simple one. Okay, all right, so that will be 5. And then language are all the one in red. Plus, there are many complex actually sentences here, if you realize, meaning that there are independent and codependent, independent and codependent clauses and sentences around. Okay, because some of them, if you don't have the codependent one, the independent clause, then the codependent cannot exist. Okay, Right. For those of you who don't understand, you have to go back to the first YouTube session today that I did, session 1 at 10 o'clock, because everything is explained there about vocab and grammar plus sentence structure. All right. So far, up to here, anybody wants to ask question before I move on to talk to those who need help? Because we have students here who does need help. How do I write, cikgu? Macam mana saya nak tulis? Everything can. You have to try. No. No question. I will continue. You ask question in between. Okay. Now for writers seeking guidance. Before that, Puan Halimato, you want to add anything before I go on to those seeking for guidance?
No, I think that's fine. Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's continue. Now, for those seeking guidance, even those who are advanced, you can still use this because maybe it will help you write better sentences. You know, you have to find ways that work best for you. So the first 3 steps are the same for those who are, advanced students, and if you are not advanced, you still use the first 3 steps. Read instruction, read stimulus, underline the keywords. This is where you have to answer the question in the task first for step 4, and then you write your text by answering every question or the sentence in the task. I want to remind those students who wants help, remember part 2 at least 3 paragraphs. You have to remember that. Write your essay where I say add intro, add conclusion, add linkers. Okay? All right. And then check your punctuation, because the earlier one for email, I didn't ask you to add your intro, linkers, or conclusion, or did I? I think I did, but you can write everything in 1 paragraph. Okay? Right. This has been underlined that we did together with everyone. So now what you do is this. Okay. You want to answer what deforestation is. Can anyone please share with me, or in your own words, right? Just tell me what you would write about what deforestation is. You share with me what you will write. If I'm a very weak student, right, I don't have any ideas on what but I know what deforestation is. Most of the time I will say cutting down trees, and then give reason why people cut down trees. All right, to make house. These are words, I think, simple words. Make house, factories, build factories. Okay, what else? Right, build factories, make house, build roads. Okay, that's what deforestation is. This is what I would write if I'm a student who not very sure what deforestation, or explain in words that are difficult. I got simple words, so I use simple words. It's okay to use simple words because you still get marks, right? For your content, you still get marks for your CA, you still get marks for your organization if you know how to put in and use cohesive devices. All right. So find ways where you can get marks. Nobody wants to write. Or they are thinking, what do I need to write? Okay, let me just share with you. Okay, this is what I wrote. Okay, cutting down trees in a forest. Somebody wrote something. Nivita. Okay, it's purposefully. Purposefully cutting down the trees. Okay, all trees gone, no trees anymore. People cut trees. I'm sure Cikgu Hasmi, you are writing exactly what you read from your students, but it's good. This is what we want. We want students to write, yeah, all trees gone, no trees anymore. People cut trees. Yes, it's okay. Then teach your students how to make sentence from there. Right? It's just like UPSR where they were just given, all these words, cut trees, do, and then they make sentences from there. It's exactly that what we are trying to teach our students, even though they are already Form 5. Okay, good job. It was me. Okay, what problems deforestation create? So think, what are the problems deforestation will create? So you will decide, like maybe animals lose their homes. Okay, I know because I'm presenting, trying to write in the correct language, because if I don't write in the correct language, you kata apalah, penceramah pun ayat dia salah. Okay, but I know my students won't write animals lose their home. They will say animals lost home. Correct? Yeah, but it's okay for you to write that. Okay, for the students to write that. But I can't because I'm presenting. Okay, they cannot leave. They can't leave. I know you're always short form, which we don't encourage, but they cannot leave or they die. Fine. Okay, trees help keep the air clean. Trees help air be clean. Can take in bad gases. Okay, air not clean, earth gets hotter. Earth gets hot. I know this is what our students will write. Okay, and then why is it important to preserve? Why is it important? Forests give us clean air, healthy place to live. So what can we do? We can plant new trees. We can try to use less things that come from trees. Don't buy things made from trees. Okay, that includes do not use money, because money are made from trees, right? Okay, right.
We
Because
wish.
nowadays, well, it's true, right? Money
Yeah.
comes from you use paper. So the thing is, I cannot tell my own kids anymore. When they make me annoyed, and I say, you think money grows on trees? And my children say, yes, mommy.
Yes, they're smart people.
They are smart, because when our parents say that to us, we didn't even think of that, right? We didn't even thought that, yes, actually money comes from trees, you see, But nowadays kids, I couldn't stop laughing when my children say, yes, mommy, it does come from tree. Okay?
And there you go, lah.
Cannot answer already, cannot even be annoyed with them. Okay. Use QR. Oh, Ramsia, Cikgu Ramsia. Use QR pun money. Kan? The money still needs to be exchanged somewhere, even though we don't hold the money, but it's exchanged somewhere for the person to have money in the bank. Alright. So we've got another teacher who's smart. Lagi pandai daripada anak aku. Use QR, mami. It's not made from tree. Aku pening kepala. Alright. Let's continue. Alright. Once, you have written down your essay, your points at your question paper. Alright. What you do is now you have to answer. Answer first the yellow, the green and the blue. So what you do is this. Tengok soalan dia. What deforestation is? Jawapan dia, deforestation is cutting down, use the word cutting down trees in a forest to build houses, factories and roads. And then give a little bit explanation. This give problems to nature. This is a problem to nature. Alright, this is a problem to environment. Can anything. Alright, don't just write what deforestation is. You have to give a little bit extra. Why? Because don't forget, you have to give reasons. Okay, next, what problems deforestation create? So you make the sentence. So how you make the sentence? Just write here first lah. Animals lose their homes, right? They cannot, animals lose their homes when trees are cut. They cannot live without their homes. So what happened? They die. You want to put also can. Trees help keep the air clean by taking in bad gases. Tree helps keep the air clean by taking in carbon dioxide. I know students know the word carbon dioxide. No trees, the air is not clean. The earth gets hotter. This is exactly from here. Just make into sentences, complete sentences, right? Because later you have to add in your linkers. The blue one, forest gives us clean air and a healthy place to live. We can plant new trees and try to use less things that come from trees. Give reasons, we protect nature and make the world a better place for everyone. Okay. Let's see if you need to now add your introduction. How do you add your introduction? Anybody, Puan Halimato, want to tell the students the easiest way to add introduction?
Well, The easiest, this is always actually one of the things that I get asked a lot by all kinds of pupils. One of the main problems is, how do I start introduction? Well, you go back to the question as what point Dr. Ila has mentioned just now. You look at the stem itself. You are discussing about the issue of deforestation, and then you have made your own notes cutting down trees in a forest. So a very simple introduction would be, what do you think deforestation is? Give a very simple one or two sentences about what you have understood of the issue itself, which is deforestation. Formulate your sentences, simple sentences, so that your audience, who is the teacher, remember, you are writing to your teacher the essay, so you are addressing the issue to your teacher, so your teacher knows that you are going to talk about what deforestation is. A simple is a sentence. If you can use good words, like if you remember in the first essay, doctor used the word biodiversity, and etc. But if you can't, because you are starting to write, use words that you know. You don't need to spend so much time trying to crack your brains trying to think of uncommon words, because I know that will help with the language marks. But here you want to get your message across first. Okay?
Yeah. Right. Thank you, Wahalimato. Right. So for those who are just developing as a writer, don't worry too much about all that. What we want from you is, do not submit empty papers. Right?
Mm.
Based on this help that I've given you, even if your sentence are simple, we are not bothered. We want you to submit something. So what you can do is, I always teach my weak students, you use the sentence here. The issue of what has been discussed in class, because you use the sentences here but you did not copy. What
Mm.
you did was, like I said, you manipulate it, right? So the question will be the issue of whatever has been discussed in class. Okay, if the issue of deforestation has been discussed, say why it is important to take care of our forest. The issue of ambition has been discussed in class, or the importance of ambition has been discussed in class. It is important to have an ambition. The issue of preserving cultural tradition has been discussed in class. It is important to preserve our cultural tradition. Simple. Okay, don't crack your head and worry, macam mana nak buat, macam mana nak buat. Use what you have in your question to help you write. Okay, then you go into what you have prepared here. Whatever you have prepared here that you have written, and I've written there or just now, right? I just now put in deforestation, the definition. Is cutting down trees in the forest to build houses, factories, and roads. This gives problems to nature. That's it. Then you go into your second paragraph, which is here. The problems deforestation create. Now I know God S, I want to give more than one. So I say one problem is that animals lose their homes. Or you can put it, one problem deforestation creates is that animals lose their homes when trees are cut. Therefore, oleh itu, or another meaning, so. You want to get marks for your cohesive device for organization, don't use so. Sama maksud so and therefore. So therefore, they cannot live without their homes. Or therefore, they will die. Kalau that is what you know, therefore, they will die. Habis cerita, right? Besides that, selain itu, trees help keep the air clean. Alright? Kalau you tak tahu yang ini, never mind. Trees help to keep the air clean, full stop. Alright? Tengok sini saya guna so, here I use therefore. Because you want to show the examiner, saya memang tak pandai BI pun, tapi saya tahu gunakan organization. So if there are no trees, the air is not clean. As a result, the earth gets hotter. Alright? Okay. Then you go to your last paragraph. Why is it important to preserve? Okay. Right lah. This is a famous. I rasa every student in every class know how to write. In conclusion, right? It is important to preserve forests. You can use this here. In conclusion, It is important to preserve forests because forests give us clean air and a healthy place to live, because forests help animals, all right, and human beings, all right, to have a good life. We can plant new trees and try to use less things that come from tree, so that we protect nature and make the world a better place for everyone. So that we protect nature, full stop, also can. Whatever you can write, you write. Short sentence also, never mind, just write. Add in your linkers, then don't forget your full stop, your nokta, your full stop, your comma. Please don't forget, right? Make sure your capital letter you have. This all will help you get marks, right? Because you don't have language, and markah language mungkin dapat 1, 2 tak apa. But your organization, you can get 4, you can get 3, right? Your CA, you can get 3, right? Your content definitely get 5 if you answer all these. So you see, even in essay, you can score mark. All right, don't feel that you cannot score marks. Have anybody got any question to ask? Especially terutama yang memerlukan bantuan menulis. Do you have any question to ask? You can ask your question in Malay. Do you think, for those of you watching, do you think you can write? I'm not asking you to write macam tu banyak seperti saya, but do you think you boleh tulis ayat-ayat ini ikut kemampuan you lah, your own way, right? So that you can write an essay. Can or cannot? The one who is good don't have to answer, because I know your answer is can. I want to know from those who ni boleh cakap bahasa Melayu, jangan risau. The chat will not be replayed. Chat once dah pergi ke recorded, I will unclick chat replay. Okay, so tak ada orang pun tahu you dah cakap, dan I will not put the answer on screen. Okay, I just want to know, bantu tak? Is it helping? Semua senyap je. Semua senyap, tak apalah, biarlah senyap. Alright, so do you all have any question? I would love a reflection, okay, from any one of you who attend, whether you think it is very helpful, that the way that I have presented this today. You have any questions, any comments? Maybe you can also give me suggestions on what other things you need help with. I'm going to stress, I do not help with how to build sentences, how to create a paragraph, because that's not the aim right now, because that would be too late. You want to learn how to create sentences, it should be from, 5 years ago when you're from 1,
Yes.
learn how to, because it builds, all right? But I don't know, I have some future plans, we don't know, let's see what I can do about thinking about how you can create a sentence to paragraph and so on. But do you have any question, any comment? Please share questions, feedback. Do you think this is helpful for those of you who need help right now, going towards the last few weeks before your SPM? I just want to talk about something that nobody wants to talk about because we are on live, about Chat GPT. You have any comment about Chat GPT, Puan Halimatul?
Okay. Even though I will definitely proudly say I'm old school, which means whatever we produce is from what we know, the knowledge that we have, our background knowledge, what we learn, and we apply it in our daily lives, whether we are writing an essay, notes, or speaking. But Chat GPT, in my opinion, it depends on how you use it. If you use it smartly to help you, it's a good tool. But do not rely, I mean, this is my personal opinion. Many people have their own
Yeah,
opinions. But
correct.
you shouldn't rely 100% on ChatGPT because yes, you can key in all the exact input information so that it will give you the outcome that you want, but it will still not be obviously not your product, even though it's your idea. But it's the for me, I'll just say it your soul is not there. It's not
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
When somebody reads it, they will know, oh, this is not Ima's work. She must have just copied it, or she got the Chat GPT. So if you do want to get help from Chat GPT, which it can help you, especially for those of you who are trying to write, make sentences, but see and look at the suggestions that ChatGPT has provided for you, and try and write them on your own, giving your own personal touch. So it's kind of 50-50 for me, ChatGPT. It does help a lot, but you do need to be very careful so that you don't sound like a robot, basically.
Okay, so Jarek has been asking question, teacher. For those who want to score A or A plus, what shall we do? And he says he's currently scoring an A minus in my trial. How can I upgrade to get a better grade? My thing is this: whenever the teacher has written you the essay, I notice the students are only looking at whether they got A, A minus, A plus. I always tell my students, you need to go into each essay and see
Mm.
which you didn't score 5. If content is 5, CA is 5, organization is 3. That means you have problems with organization. Language, you get 3 or 4. You have to ask your teacher, why did I get 4 for my language? How I can improve, because I cannot tell you how you can score A plus because I don't know which area you
Mm.
are at, because it's not an essay just as a whole. Out of
Mm.
20 I get 15 out of 20. 15 out of 20 depends on which part criteria of the essay that you didn't get the full mark. All right. So that only you can answer, Jarek, by going through your exam trial exam paper that you say you got A minus. Look at all, I don't think you have to look at email, Jarek, but looking
Mm.
at essay and part 3, which criteria are you didn't score? Is it CA? Is it O? Or is it L? All right, you need to look at that. And if both essays shows that you didn't score, for example, in O or L, you need to go through it and see what your teacher has underlined. And then maybe ask your teacher, what is it? Because for me to give a general statement is wrong, because essay is an individual, subjective way of looking at things and what they're marking, and I cannot give you a definite answer. But the only thing I can help you is asking you to look at which criteria you didn't score the best. All right, you got it, Jerry? Okay, now let me talk about ChatGPT. I'm old school too. However, I know I cannot fight with AI, knowing that AI is out there. But I have taught my students how to manipulate AI to their benefit. Okay, so how do you, at this stage, especially my form 5 students at this stage, last minute, and I, being an administrator in school itself, I do not have the luxury, to check at everybody's essay last minute, because everyone wants the attention, right? So for weak students who are not very good in sentence form, they write one paragraph of just say an essay that I've given them. What they do is I ask them to write it in ChatGPT, not ask ChatGPT to write for them. They
Mm.
write in ChatGPT, and I even teach them how to instruct ChatGPT to look at their errors. So they'll say, can you please, I don't know, like old school, right? I'm very polite to ChatGPT. Can you please, or please, I have still the word please, even though it's an artificial intelligence. So please go through the sentences and tell me the errors I have made. Okay, and ChatGPT will tell you all the errors you have made in your sentences.
Mm.
My students will usually print screen and share it with me to see, and I will also, that's how for me to check that they're getting the correct information from ChatGPT. If not, if ChatGPT give them the wrong information, they wouldn't know. Okay, and then they will rewrite based on what ChatGPT has given only paragraph, not asking them whole essay, and then they will put in again. And if still they cannot get it correct, certain sentences, they ask ChatGPT, can you help me correct this sentence for me? And that's how you can learn from AI instead of giving everything to AI to do for you. You do the hard work and you make ChatGPT your teacher. For good students like Jerick, if you see an essay, this is my thing that I also do. I teach both kinds of students. So what you do with, if you are good students, you write your whole essay, but you need to also give the question to ChatGPT. This is the question, right? Whatever the question has asked you to write, this is my essay. If you got problem with organization, you have to say, please check my essay in the aspect of A, cohesive devices in bracket low frequency, because ChatGPT for them and but so because it's also cohesive devices. So you put in bracket low frequency and then B, vocabulary. You must write for B2 to C1 level if you are good in English. If you are average, is B1 to B2 level. ChatGPT will give you very detailed feedback on what your essay is, what way is not good or what way is good. They will tell you, and you can say, give me suggestion. It'll give you suggestion. Rewrite with your suggestion, put it back and say, can you now check again? Now ChatGPT has memory. It will remember what you have written before and what you are written now, and it will give you feedback whether it's better or whether it's worse or whatever. So this is what all of you Generation Z can do with ChatGPT. Instead of telling ChatGPT, please write me an essay, that does not help you. But giving ChatGPT the job of a person to give you a feedback from your work would be good. And that's where Puan Halimato say about your soul in it, because when you write your soul in it, and ChatGPT would not change that soul that you have in your essay. They will just talk about the written aspect, sentence structure, grammar, whatever that you are weak at. Okay, is that clear? Because we have gone over time a little bit. It's okay, because I need to address this, because I know a lot of students are using ChatGPT, and I'm a person who do not go against the trend that's going now, but I see how I can work together with this new trend and how my students can benefit. Okay, so do you all, like Jerick or Nivita or whoever, Ramzia, Hazmi also can other teachers can give. It doesn't matter. You can disagree to agree. It's fine, because teaching profession, we all have our opinions. And like Puan Halimato says, she's old school. I am old school. But when I look at all this, I'm like, wow, I can't wait to leave. I can't fight with all these new things that's coming in our lives. So comments, please. Students can comment, teachers can comment. Tata cikgu pun dah pergi dah. So we got 27 people, including us, I think, watching this. No comment, nothing. So Jerry, that's what you can do when you look at things, even vocab. If you are good in English, you want to improve your vocab, write your essay in ChatGPT and say, can you suggest words from my essay that I can use more complex or less common vocabulary to make it, then it will give you less common vocab that you could have used instead of the one you used. Right. Nobody nak comment. Semua senyap. Oi, ke lambat?
Well, just to add a little bit to Jerick's question just now, I agree with you, Doctor. We can't really make a general comment because we don't know which aspect of his writing that he needs help with. But judging from his responses, I think he's quite a proficient writer. As with a lot of my pupils, they are proficient. They can construct sentences, good sentences, use good cohesive devices, but a lot of them lack the vocabulary in terms of using uncommon or low frequency words. So probably that's one thing you can look at, like what Doctor said just now. Use the ChatGPT to help enrich your vocabulary, because when you go to essay part 2 and part 3, that's where you need to work on to improve your language marks, because that's part of the marking criteria. All right.
All right. Hazmi says students should be grateful for the technology. Yes, they make it
Yes,
easier.
exactly.
Exactly. Right. But I see it positively also for my sake that I am lucky I have that, because my students do not have to wait for me to give comments because they have something else. And I want everyone to know, you Chat GPT is very personal and private for you, meaning that like I always talk to Chat GPT because I want to know how far this Chat GPT can go, how much it can do. Right? So Chat GPT, for me, if I type in going through my account, it knows me so well. I don't have to give information even where I work. If I ask, say, I've done a report without the name of my school or whatever, and I said, can you check the report whether this is enough? Do you know when it replies, it will say, please add in your school, and it'll tell me what school I'm from, meaning that I have been talking to ChatGPT so much that it knows my job, it knows my school, it knows everything about me. All right, that you have to get used to it. But don't forget, as a teacher, when my students use ChatGPT, even to text me, I know it's not my students' language. Because once you get used to ChatGPT, you know this is the work of ChatGPT and it's not my students' work. So I will always answer my students, ChatGPT works wonderful, doesn't it? And my students will laugh. Because I know. All right. So these are things I want students to know, get used to it, to get help, not to load it and say, do the work for me. That's wrong. Okay. All right. So with that, I think thank you so much for Jarek, Nivita, for your comment. Thank you, Cikgu Hazmi. Cikgu Hazmi every year will come in during writing to give support. Thank you so much. All right. So we'll see you soon in another 50 minutes for our last part. Okay, take a break, go to the toilet, get some snacks. And those who have to do your solat asar, do your solat asar. Okay. So I'll see you all soon. Take care. Okay. Let me say bye-bye.
All right. Bye. See you all later.